thought I'd do a garden walkthrough real quick because everything is beautifully green. We're gonna start right here. This is my new potato bed that I've worked on with my husband. He's actually been a lot of help, so I've been grateful for that. And this is kind of the entrance to it. Ignore my work table. But in this container here is a beauty berry. I'm actually going to replant this at the back of my yard near the fence. So that's going to be happening real soon. And I have a forsythia in this bucket. The reason they're in these containers is because I didn't used to have a lot of sun, and I'd have to drag it to the shade for these guys because these guys like the shade. So give them a little bit of sun and then drag them to the shade. I got a mosquito trying to eat me. But this used to be deep shade, and these things didn't grow so well there, so I would have to dig them or drag them over there. But then in the middle of the summer that would actually get sun, so then they'd have to get dragged back. But now we've got some decent shade and decent sun back here because we got rid of a bunch of trees. This is my row of crinum lilies. In the fall this will be gorgeous. Just a whole row of flowers starting here and going this way. And my columbine, I have never seen my columbine so glorious. Look how big it is. I've had this planted here for like 10 years. And it's been puny with a few flowers, but now that it's opened up and got a little bit more sun, it's doing wonderful. A few other things that need to happen. I got a blackberry bush right here that I'm going to plant at the fence line at the back of my property here. And I can't remember the name of this tree. I'm thinking it's a honeyberry. I'm not positive. I'll have to look it up here soon. It re-leafed, so I can start looking it up. And pan over here toward the shed. And this is my black lace elderberry. I love the foliage on this. It's gorgeous. And it's about to be blooming. It has a few blooms down here starting to go. There's a few more back here somewhere. There's one. Don't mind this. All of this was destruction from the winter. These were my plants I overwintered in my shed that didn't overwinter very well. They all decided to die. I had a heater in there and the heater decided not to work, but this guy here might be okay somewhere down in here. It's gone through a freeze once before, so I'm just waiting to see. I mean, this here is definitely soft, but the trunk, let's see, this here is definitely soft, but the trunk down here is pretty firm, so I'm waiting to see if it pushes out any new growth. It's done it once before, so we'll see. Thought I killed it like 5 years ago, and I did not, but this might be the time that I did, so we'll see. This is my ponytail palm. It was a ponytail palm. I'm so sad about this. I got a thing of ponytail palms when before my son was born. My daughter was like 4, 5, I don't know. And there was 10 of them, and I took 3 of them out to grow them separately, and this is the beautiful beast it became. I gave 2 of them away because they got too big. But I had dragon fruit here and a beautiful cactus down there. Everything is toast. These were cannas that don't survive the winter here. And I was hoping maybe. I'm not really good at holding this camera thing here. Yeah, so where was I? So the cannas might not have survived. They don't survive the winter here. That's why they went into the shed. This pot over here, I have weeds everywhere because I haven't wanted to go to this. This was my beautiful monstera I've had for like 20 years. It was huge. I mean, look at that. Oh, look. How do you see that? is praying mantis egg case. Woohoo! I'm going to have babies. Anyways, that beautiful monstera would come out every year and get bigger and bigger. It was glorious, and now it's not. One thing that did survive was this little thing of mint, of course, because mint will survive the apocalypse. This pot here was my bougainvillea. It was beautiful. I mean, I've grown it since it was tiny, tiny, tiny. And now it's dead, dead, dead. I keep thinking, I mean, sometimes they'll come back if they're planted in the ground, but I think it was got too much in the roots. So it's dead, dead, dead. And I'm so sad, sad, sad. Back here, that was a jasmine. And can't remember what kind of jasmine. It's on the thing because I've kept it in the same pot. Just replanted it. Jasmine, whatever that says. I'm back. I'd bring it in and then it would bloom and it was beautiful. And it was blooming right before it froze. And it is dead. It's so dead. And that's another pot that died. And we have a few more over here. Let's see. That down there was my aloe. You can see how large it was. It's huge. It was a giant aloe. And I don't see any life coming back from that at all. That was another dragon fruit. It survived in not a lot of soil because it was a cutting and I just chunked it in there and then it rooted and grew like crazy last year, but no more growing. I do have some cuttings of this guy. This is an orchid cactus that I took cuttings of last fall. They're inside the house, thankfully. So that one I have a replacement for, but none of these others I really do. My daughter has a cutting of the monstera, so when hers gets bigger, I might go and take a cutting back for myself so I can have another one. Oh, looky, it has a caterpillar. What kind of caterpillar? Probably a tentwormish looking thing. What kind? I am not entirely sure. It won't focus. There it goes. I'll have to look it up. But it's eating my elderberry. This is my normal elderberry. I need to move this guy now because he's never done so well because he's always been in the shade. But now he's growing way too big for this spot. So anyways, this, I mean, it's pretty big. It's probably about 4 foot tall right now. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to dig that sucker up and move them where I want them. And then this here, I'm pretty sure is all gone as well. Oh look, it's full of fire ants. Neat. You see all those fire ants? Yay. Well, I guess I'm not gonna be digging you out of there anytime soon to see what's going on. This was a ginger, a very beautiful ginger. Ginger has some beautiful flowers on it. And that was part of my freeze. I had an airplane plant. This was my airplane plant. I've had it forever, ever, ever, ever. And so sad, sad, sad. Actually, I believe this was the one my mom bought my daughter when she was like 4, 5. So yeah, a lot of these plants that died had a lot of significance to them because friends that are no longer with me have given me some of these, and my mom. And yeah, so some of it's really sad. I'm very, very sad that I lost some of them. This was my citronella plant, geranium, and I was really hoping maybe it survived because sometimes it'll survive a light freeze, but I guess it was too much of a freeze, so that one is no longer with us. Anyways, this is my decimated pile of plants. Yay! Even the best of us will kill them, so don't fret when you do too. All right, so let's move right on along. I've got all right, so let's back up. Boop, boop, boop. So, oh yeah, that's my other thing of cannas. Same as the other one. It was more tropical, not supposed to survive freezes, don't see any life. Yay! So this is a walkway right here. This right here is a walkway. You can see all of the plants in the walkway. I got really sick in 2017, about the time I was going to plant this. This was going to be my vegetable garden because it got a little bit of sun. And I got so sick that it was beautiful then. And I put my plants down to plant, and I got so sick. I would come down here and I'd be exhausted, and all I would do is stare at them in the pots. And I couldn't plant anything. I just stared at this big open garden at that time and stared at all my tomatoes and peppers in pots. I couldn't do anything. By the time I made it down the hill, that was the end of my energy. So I just watched my garden waste away that year. And then every year since, because I have not felt well. So everything here has been just randomly planted as I grab things. And I try to grab perennials so I don't have to do too much to them, because an annual I'd have to plant every year, and I couldn't tell you how I felt this next year. So I'd plant as many annuals as possible. So I've got this very big overgrown jungle from it. It's beautiful though. So anyways, back to the walkway. This walkway is just lemon balm. It's a lemon balm walkway. It smells so good when you walk through here. I don't care if you trample them. And so you just walk through here. Just see, boop, 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 boop. Yeah, just walk through the lemon balm, and you stir up the fragrance, and it's beautiful. Now, down here's a bunch of pots. I tried overwintering rosemary cuttings that I took last summer. They were doing really well until the freeze. They were in the shed, and now they are no more. Yeah, I got a few other random things growing in them now, so maybe I'll use those. But this is my winter sowing back here that did marvelous. Well, most of them did marvelous. There's a few of them that, like this down here, that I don't see anything in it. And the grasshopper started eating this. This is yucca, the white yuccas. As soon as they popped up, grasshoppers started emerging, and poof, they're all gone. But look at those back there. I really need to get in there and separate them and pot them up, because I'm not going to be able to use all of that. I was not expecting that many to grow, but they did. So moving through here, I got some irises blooming. I got more irises over there blooming. This is my lamb's ear that's creeped out of its bed because it was chasing the sun for so many years. So I had planted it over here, but it didn't get a lot of sun, but it was more sunny over here. So it slowly creeped out of this bed and onto the ground. And because I was so sick, I couldn't do anything about it. I just watched it grow. And now I have a pathway of lamb's ear that I walk through. Just whoop, whoop. Yep. This here is my native honeysuckle. Isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love these flowers. Isn't that gorgeous? If it'll focus. Whoops. Focus. There it goes. Yeah, hummingbirds love these. I need to plant it somewhere where it can have something to climb. But like as I said, I acquired it when I wasn't feeling good. It is still in the thing I chunked it in. This used to be a pond my mom gave me irises in. It has holes in it. And I planted the irises. That's where the irises are back here. Both this one over here and then this one over here. Both came from my mom, and in that container. Anyways, once I planted those, I had this big container, and this came up somewhere in my yard. I guess a seed got brought in by a bird or something. Anyways, I dug it up because it was not anywhere where I wanted it, and I put it in this container, and then I haven't been able to do anything with it ever since. So I've got a whole big container of honeysuckle that really needs to be planted somewhere. Look at this. I try to do a lot of natives in my yard, but not everything is native. I mean, look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? That smells wonderful too. That is some sort of delphinium. Sweet William, I believe is what it's called. Something or another. This here needs to move. This is sunchokes. They need to get dug up and placed somewhere else because this is kind of right in my walkway. They used to be planted way back over here, but of course they wandered where the sun was. But yeah, I've got some onions. This is my new bed where I'm going to plant some tomatoes and stuff, because I'm going to redo these beds back behind me that you can't see, but I swear those are raised beds right there. You see the wood? So this whole section here was a raised bed that was supposed to be my garden back in 2017, and then now is a garden, but it's not going to be for my tomatoes anymore because that is way too overgrown. But it's overgrown with beautiful things. I have flowers hiding amongst the mullein, and I have Swiss chard intermingled with bulbs. These bulbs are naked ladies, and some calendula. And then over there is raspberries that I planted a long time ago to trellis between the two posts, and they never grew really well ever. They've been here like 10 years, and they didn't grow very well at all until this year. This year they are going crazy, and I have decided this is not a place for that. They need to move. My C is salvia. They're starting to bloom. I really need to dig this stuff up. I'm supposed to have dug it up already for my plant sale. See, it's Hot Lips salvia. I love this flower. It's beautiful. It'll turn white when it gets hot, and red when it gets cool. Or is it opposite? No, it's opposite. Red, I believe, when it gets hot, and white when it gets cool. I don't remember. Anyways, in the in-between, the hot and cold, it has this beautiful multi-tone on it. But doesn't it look like it has hot lips? See the lips? Yeah, see the lips? Just beautiful lips. So anyways, this is my wild garden space. And get back here. This is my fence line going over to my junk pile of pots behind my shed. Don't look there. But anyways, my wild jungle that I'm slowly taking back from Mother Nature. I've been weeding it like crazy this past year, and I almost got it where I want it. Got to take care of a few weed piles. All right, let's see if I can get over here without tripping. I had another branch fall the other day. It's mangled this fence over here up a little, but there's a new, I know there's a bunch of other ones, but there's a new branch there. Anyways, this back corner, I'm wanting to make an oak leaf hydrangea over here and let it grow up because it's kind of shaded from the woods. Doesn't look like it now because it's really early morning and the sun's popping over the roof of the house. But this whole fence line, I've planted sunflowers, and they're tall sunflowers. They're 12-foot tall, so they'll be like way up here. All of this brush and stuff that's back there, it's getting overgrown now, but it's a big fire hazard. The city came through and cleaned up the power lines, which are right here. But they cleaned up the power lines area and left a 12-foot tall wood pile, you know, fire hazard right here next to my yard. Pray we don't have a dry summer this year, so maybe it'll deteriorate and I won't have to worry so much. But anyways, these buckets or pots, these giant pots here, one, and then that one there. I got another one over here. I'm using those as weed barrels, so when I get out here and weed, the bad weeds I don't want go in there, and then all the good weeds I want to keep can stay here. This is all chickweed at the moment, and there's several mulleins, and I have a few dandelions. I know dandelions are not native, but I've got them anyways. And I've got some sunflowers all along this side between me and my neighbor. So I'm going to be surrounded by beautiful sunflowers this year. And that's a walkway right there. Right here. That is a walkway. Keep telling my husband, walk through the lemon balm. Because the lemon balm has like gone insane this year. It is probably 3 feet tall right here. It's crazy. 3 feet tall lemon balm. Looking as healthy can be. But anyways, that is my garden as of right now. I got a bunch of junk to finish cleaning up, and I got most of the weeds done, so that's neat. All of this is kind of stuff that I want to keep here, although a lot of it I'm going to have to dig up and rearrange. But anyways, I thought I would just share my beautiful yard with everybody.